365 in the house. Hey, man. How's your trip going? Are you having fun? The Stratosphere Hotel. That sounds cool, man. The Stratosphere Hotel. The Stratosphere Hotel. The Stratosphere Hotel. Walking to the Strat. I guess that's what you meant by walking to the Strat. So now you're walking to the hotel, and then you're going home after. That makes sense. I was trying to like catch bits and pieces. Ugh. I'm just getting food. So, I have a movie recommendation. If you're a fan of like comedy, like sort of bad movies, like intentionally bad movies, there's a movie out, and it actually has a bunch of the people that worked on, well, that were actors in the Police Academy movies, and it's called Lavalantula. It's pretty great. Police Academy movies are freaking hilarious, though. I love the Police Academy movies. They were always so funny. But Lavalantula, some of those guys in it, and just cool to see them, do a movie together. At least some of them. Even though it was ridiculous, obviously, it was still cool. Oh man, why do we gotta? People are terrible. It's always oh my god, what kind of headlights were those? Did you see that? You guys didn't see the front of it. I'm sure you saw like the brightness though. Oh my gosh. How was that legal? It was like one of those things where he was driving with his you know one of those like light bars that you can put like on the front of your grill that's like absurdly bright that you're not supposed to drive around with while it's on. It's literally like for like lighting up a field or you're like something like that, like if you're farming or like just something like that. It's not for driving around with. He was just driving around with it on. God, that was so bright. That was pretty funny. I was watching 365's E-Skate thing, E-Skate Con that he was going to. I was watching that like all day the first day he went, and it was fun. It was fun watching. It was fun. And I'm getting caught up on the second day that he did. So I'm assuming this was the third day for him, I guess. Right? I guess this would be the third day. Does that make sense? I'm still getting caught up on that second one. I just haven't had a chance with everything I'm doing. So I just haven't had a chance to finish it. Yeah, I mean, like, it's, I think he does like a 7-8 hour stream now, so. I did start watching it. It was cool. It was cool to finally, like, actually, like, see them, like, you know, like, finally, like, with, like, all those people there and stuff. There's just a bunch of stuff I have to finish myself working on, not channel related. No, it's not. It's not. So, I know you're just full of shit. It's not. Yeah, so now I know we're full of shit because the windows are down and it's pretty chilly in here, so let's try. Anticipation. Where will he go? Oh, I was wondering what that was. I lost a 2-liter back there. I was like, what is wrong?
Hi, welcome to Wendy's. How can I help you?
Can I get a number 1 medium combo with just ketchup on the sandwich, please?
Alrighty, a medium number 1 single.
Yeah, and I'll take
And you said only with cheese and ketchup?
Yeah, yep.
Alrighty, and what's a drink?
I'll take a Coke.
Alrighty, anything else?
That's it.
Alrighty, 11:23 at the second window.
Thank you. second window. Just programmed to say it. Just never use that first window for really anything ever. That's proving my point I've made before. It's okay, it'll be good though. I just never understand why a company would have a standard that they just never use a certain thing that they clearly always have. Well, the point is that it's not the way that's supposed to work. That's the point.
11:23.
It's just inevitably something that ends up always happening for various reasons. And so, like, you would have to deduce what it is about the dynamic that's causing it to always happen. Thank you. My guess would be not properly teaching staff, managers, I should say managers, not properly enabling. And this is about enabling them to do stuff. Like essentially, if they're told it's to be done this way, well, they're always going to do it that way. You need to allow them to properly utilize that tool.
There you go. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
You too. So, like, the point is, something's always happening where that first window is never used. I mean, I've been in busy drive-throughs. I've been in not busy like they try to say that it's like if it gets busy, yada yada. No. It really is nothing to do with it. They're literally just saying this because it's what they're told and programmed to kind of say. You have to realize that it's just not the case. Guarantee that for whatever reason there's some sort of efficiency that happens where it's easier for them to run a register at that window. I guarantee it has everything to do with the fact that for some reason the register at that other window, like the manager that has to deal with it or whatever, the drawer, whatever, causes a problem that backlogs the drive-through process. And I for the life of me, I have no fucking idea why that would cause that. Is if you're delegating and you're staffing properly, I have no idea why that would cause that. Because again, it's literally as simple as the person that's standing there takes orders and money. That's it. Don't have them do anything else. If you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. And I guarantee you this is probably what they're doing. They're probably having that person make salads or some dumb fucking shit like that, where it takes them from that window and it's like, what? No, they are to stand there and take the like that. No, so now you close the window 90% of the time. It's not how the process should work. And it's not you properly utilizing the tools of your business that was clearly designed to have two windows. Why is there two windows? You never use it. Taco Bell has one window. They double down. They don't give a shit. They're not even messing around with that. They're not even trying. They're just saying, yep, one window. So why is Wendy's just spending all this money to have a second window, yet none of the locations ever use it? That's an example of a company not utilizing the tools properly. And I guarantee you, like, the point is, that is systemic. That's like company-wide. You'll go all over the place and see that. That's the point. It's not just like a one Wendy's thing. And again, usually there's nothing wrong with my food or anything like that. But I will say one thing. The person at that window handing me my food at the Wendy's that gets it right, the person at that window always seems like they're doing a shitload of work and everybody else is standing around. That's literally what it seems like. Like, they just don't understand how to trust their employees to split workloads and delegation and stuff like that. And that manager that's running everything is in fact running everything. And they shouldn't be. Yep, they got a car parked now. And, like, that's fine. Maybe the point is they're not doing enough business that they feel like the cars could justify being backlogged like that. What you have to realize is that a drive-through that isn't moving and a drive-through that constantly does things like that is a drive-through that people will simply just not visit. There's a good number of people that will just simply never go to a Wendy's just because of that. I promise you. But I'm thinking that there's other people that think it too. I've seen this drive-through move very consistently. I don't see the cars struggling to move. Seems like a really well-run establishment. The other car that's sitting there is clearly waiting on something that takes a while. Because the other cars are going around them and they're passing orders out, no problem. I'm keeping it moving. My fries are terrible. They're just absolutely awful. And that's a shame because I'm looking forward to the fries. Alright, so normally you guys know I like Wendy's. Normally I'm pretty happy with the quality. It can be almost basically a 10 for me if they do it right, because Wendy's makes good stuff. But tonight, burger is super greasy. Like, really greasy. Like, the patty's really, really, really greasy. This affects the overall quality for me. I don't like that at all. I expect a little bit, obviously, but like if it's obvious, like if it's shiny, like I can see it. It's like like there's grease like coming off dripping off of it. Not a fan. So that lowers it a little bit. It's a little greasy. Kind of makes the bun soggy. Meat's all right. Having a hard time deciding if it was salted. I think it was. The fries though are old. They're just old. There's nothing else to it. They're like room temperature. That's it. And now there's like the burger's okay. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Soda's good. Soda's on point. Nothing fishy about the soda. Seems like the correct amount of ice. That's the correct soda. Tastes good. Yeah. So that's on point, but like quality wise with the other things, again, had the burger itself been less greasy, it would have changed everything. And the fries, again, are room temperature and old. So, soggy, basically. It's about a 6 today. Because the fries are inedible. I will not eat them. They're inedible. If I eat those fries, it's nah. Nope. Again, it just looks bad to me. And then like they always have this sign, and it actually has like the Wendy's logo on it and everything. It says, "Please use other window. Please pull ahead," or something like that. Why? Like, that's the point. They even made the sign, so this is company wide. Like that, it's accepted that they do this. It seems so weird. It just really feels like people in the establishment have to work extra hard, have to work a lot harder than other people at various times. And this will cause problems, I promise. Always does. Why not create a system where you are consistently making certain employees work harder just because, you know, you want to save some dollars and cents. I mean, people want to start to realize what's important to you. So at that point, it would be looking like saving money. I mean, I gotta be honest with you guys. Like, this is a new Wendy's too. Like, it's a new Wendy's. The food is decent, but it's gotta be a little bit better than that. And honestly, again, I'm not impressed with at Wendy's endlessly never using that first one. That is so stupid. And why is the drive-through sign missing? So, like, there's, like, the other side of the breakfast menu, the drive-through breakfast menu, one of the signs is just completely gone out of it, and you can see the light. So, like, I don't know, like, is the GM, like, doing stuff? There's a huge chunk of concrete that they tried to patch that looks bad. Like, I just feel like, what's going on? I just feel like I don't know. I feel like that's any district manager or any, you know, like the sort of thing where, like, you know, it's some higher up manager's job to walk that store and notice those problems, and I can sit here and do it as an amateur. Okay, so I don't understand. Well, I mean, that's the point. I ain't no amateur. You know, I've had years experience, and so, like, the point is, I can see that stuff pretty easily. And so, like, these guys that have been doing it for years too, like, what are they doing? You know, you have to rationalize that. Again, a lot of that is where I was just talking about. Exactly, you can see where their focus is, saving money. So yeah, there's a bad patch in the wall, the sidewalk. There's a sign missing from the drive-through menu, and you can see the light. Yeah, they're you know, skimping on staff. So the poor lady that's actually working is running around like crazy, around the drive-through by herself, probably. That's what it seemed like. Messed up. So it just seems like instead of using the money they have to take care of the problems they're supposed to take care of, these are what's costing them money. Like, you lose sales for those things. Like, you lose business. Like, you don't understand that? I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I can notice all those things real quick, some snobby individual is going to do the same thing. I don't really personally care. I'm still going to get food. Yeah, I mean, like, I personally don't care. I'm just being honest about it. And, you know, if you want that sale, you want that snooty, snobby individual, you want inside his wallet, you want to sell to him, just listen to that advice. That's it, man. Just you know, make sure that, you know, you're doing your part as that ultimate salesman to have that good front, you know, because that's it. And if you're not, you know, again, patching that sidewalk properly, draining the grease and the meat, whatever you do that to make sure that's not greasy, properly redelegating the process of the person that should be always at a cash window. I just think if you're doing that, you're you know, like, there's something going on in the inner workings of the business where you're spending too much time preparing for not having business. Like, you're thinking incorrectly. Preparing to not have business. Prepare to have it. You know, don't create these things that make it look like you're not open. You know, like Gordon. Here was a good example. Somebody had like a little ice cream bar right at their place, and Gordon thought it was cool that they had a sign that said free samples, but then like next to it said no free samples, and he was like, I'm confused. Are there free samples or are there not free samples? I think is how it went, and like the idea was that they changed it. There's not free samples anymore, and the point is like, are you kidding me? You're gonna have an ice cream bar and have all this ice cream there? Are they gonna just what are they gonna look at it? You're not going to offer free samples, something to get them to taste it and immediately want that. That is so easy to do. You will sell so much of that fucking ice cream if they just taste it one time. Because now they want it. That's how easy that is. And you're not doing it. Do you remember when I was over at Sheetz the other night and I was like, holy shit, Sheetz got a drive-thru. And I almost went through the drive-thru just because they had one. And I was like, no. I was like, no, it's fine. I don't need to do it now. If I could have rationalized I needed a drink or something like that, fine. But like the point was, it almost got me. And that's the point. This is how other people think too. Even if it's something cool like a second drive-through window, or it appears like cars are moving faster because they are. Like there's just so many other things you could think of. Oh, there's dual lanes. You have to realize that like sometimes it's more about the vestigial, the aesthetics of things and how it appears to be with people. So you can't prepare again. You can't have that mentality where you have a sign out that says move to the next. Like that's preparing to just not do that business. You're thwarting people from wanting to use that drive-through. They don't like that sort of thing. It's very cringy. It's very eye-rolling. It's very, oh, okay, great. So your business sort of is half open. There's plenty of examples you can use, but again, I do think that that ice cream no free sample thing is a perfect example. Of course, if you run an ice cream place, you give free samples. Like everybody knows this. That's just like it's just like such a basic mistake to make. So just recognize that and move on from it. Fix it, move on from it, and stop being basic. Stop making basic mistakes that anybody smart about business wouldn't make. That's all. Just don't do that anymore. Just learn. Just realize. Oh, okay. Yeah, and stop being a snob about it. The whole point was the guy was being a snob about it. Oh, people used to stand there and just try to get free sample. Like, okay, be better at trying to deal with that. Like, just take away from just penalize everybody. Like, no, you're just driving away business. Treat people like not people, it doesn't make any sense. It's not how you do it, man. It's not. It's like, open for business, but get the hell out of here. That's how it feels. Open for business, but get the hell out of here. Yeah, basically. And yeah, like, I would have eaten my fries for sure. I mean, again, don't get me wrong, I like, be back. I like Wendy's. And this location has been pretty consistently good for me, so like I'm not, it's really not that big of a deal. I was just like saying, as in general, for to help, essentially it's just something that for sure is it has that sort of like subconscious effect where it's like like I said, cringy. I don't like that sort of thing. I actually don't like that policy myself. If there was another way to do it that can move a drive-through and make everybody happy, I'm on board with it. But I'll be honest with you, there's almost no other way to do that that's better. Except I have one really good fucking idea that would make it a lot better. I don't know if I really want to give it away though. It would make the whole process a million times better for people, but it would still involve parking the cars. It would just be I'll give you this. It's a process of reassuring the customer they're not going to be sitting there for freaking ever. That's it. You have to understand that customer, when you're parking them, they assume that you're going to forget about them. You're parking them because you did something wrong, you screwed up. That's just what they think. And what they don't understand is it's not that. 60 to 70% of the time you're being parked in a drive-thru, it's actually just because the drive-thru is so busy they ran out of the thing, and now you're the next car and they're completely out of fries or whatever it is, and they just got to park you because they got the next car is like milkshakes, and they got that. They can hand out 4 milkshakes like it's nothing. So, of course they're going to park you because they have the next order. They're going to have 4 milkshakes sitting there melting away. Oh, yeah, we're moving the bit rate around conveniently as soon as intelligent decisions and stuff. Yeah, like, that's the point. Like, you know, if they have that next order, that's the point. They're going to park you because they don't have your fries or whatever it is they're waiting on. That's all it is. And so the customer just wants some reassurance that you know, that you're not going to forget about them. You know, they're being parked, and it's like, I always, because people don't want to be parked. Sometimes flat out it's like a tug of war. It literally feels like a tug of war. It feels like you're about to go to war with somebody when you tell them they got to park, like because it was like 50% of the time somebody's just gonna yell at you. Like it's just so bad. And yeah, you know, but the point is you have to do that. You know, because again, the order behind you is an ice cream cone or something like that. Are you kidding me? You're not gonna get the hell out of the way for somebody that's an ice cream cone. Be reasonable, at least. You know what I mean? You got all this, you know, stuff, and they can just easily make the next order. The point is, you know, most of the time your order's up probably in the next 30 seconds. That's the truth. The truth is your order's probably up in the next 30 seconds to a minute. So if you just park, it doesn't cause so much of a problem. Truthfully, most of the time you will be out of there fairly quickly. I mean, I can't speak for like KFC or any of these other places that just don't have any really policies they follow, but I do know for like the ones that seem to have policies and actually follow them and stuff like that, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, I think for the most part Burger King. I just know that, like, you know, for the most part, you know, they're gonna do it and they're gonna follow the policy. I can say though that as much as I like KFC and their food, KFC is the most disgusting fast food establishment I have ever been in. And if you walk in a KFC almost anywhere, you can take a napkin and your finger and run it around the ring of the inside of the soda thing and get black shit all over that napkin. So I promise you, KFC is the most disgusting fast food. Oh, I do it tomorrow. Go to like 2 or 3 locations. I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
100% guaranteed. And do you know what that is? It's plastic from the actual nozzle because they're not soaking it. Yep, it's buildup of bacteria and shit all the years of never actually doing anything and taking it off and properly cleaning it. It is now deteriorating in your ice and your soda. And you're getting black little plastic shavings and bacteria and all that shit's coming right out in your ice and your soda. You ever notice how the freshness of the soda is drastically different at KFC versus other places? Yeah, because other places are smart and starting to use these newer machines that have just one spout and you choose a digital selection. Well, it's pretty easy to clean that, isn't it? Yep, much smarter. But KFC, nope. Still old school, and as much as I love KFC, again, the most disgusting. They like undercooked the chicken, and the dude that was smoking outside came inside and directly went into the kitchen and started making food. Didn't wash his hands, just immediately put gloves on. I literally watched this happen. Oh, don't worry, I called them to tell them all about this, but like, again, this was. I mean, this was a long time ago. But KFC is the most disgusting food place that I have ever eaten. And again, as much as I love the chicken, as much as I love those famous bowls for you to eat that food, because again, I promise you, do it tomorrow. It shouldn't just so bad. Again, like, even if it was just like one time it happened, it never happened before. No, this was multiple times. It was so disgusting, and it was so bad too. The one time, like, it was just so black, and they acted like really fucked up about it. They really acted really fucked up about it. Yep. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's different establishments that have their own, and I've never even mentioned that before. But I'll be honest. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not trying to slam anybody. And I even flat out told you I still love their chicken, love their famous bowls. I don't want anything, like, bad to happen to KFC or anything like that. I just, again, like, I really hope that they fix the fact that they are seriously the most disgusting establishment I have areas, like, just completely trashed all the time. Like, just genuinely speaking all the time. Has anybody else experienced a KFC that they went in and it was actually clean? I honestly don't. I can't recall a time I was at a KFC and it seemed clean. I'm just being honest with you. It's just literally being 100% honest. And even, like, as I would, like, look through the window into the kitchen and stuff, it's kind of obvious it's not back there either. Like, you can just see it. So like, I don't know, I just, like, again, as much as I love the chicken, as much as I love those famous bowls, man, and then they are good, I'm just being honest, like, it is just gross, and that's why they ain't racking in the sales. That's why nobody goes there. That's why nobody likes it. You ain't making good food like that. It's mediocre. And then anybody that likes it, well, they're just happy to have hot food, I think. Yeah, I think realistically, a lot of times they're just happy to have hot food, and it's comfort food. So you have to rationalize that they have something good going if they actually branded properly and cleaned up their act. I'll be honest with you, I've never had Chick-fil-A in my entire life. But I know their reputation is like 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5. And I just know that off the top of my head. And I've driven past a Chick-fil-A close enough to think to myself, wow, that looks really clean and organized. Like, even just looking at, like, the dumpster area, seeing, like, the dining room inside as I drove by, I really honestly thought this to myself. And do you know why? Because they have enough checks and balances in place. They clean so much. They are so disciplined. Yeah. Everything's firing on all cylinders. That's it. They got the guy power washing the outside of the building every day, probably. And the lot, probably. So the lot looks clean. They actually have a guy to do that. You know, like, this stuff's not hard to do. It's just called hiring a smart manager. I can give you a name of a really smart guy that deserves the highest management position at a company that you have to give him. I'll give you a name. I'm not going to do it on here. But if, you know, like, somebody would want to contact me or something like that, I'll give you a guy I recommend. Not me. Not at all. Nope. No, actually, somebody with a lot more experience and that would be really good for it, that I think has been overlooked over the years by another company that's taken him to the cleaners and you know, taking him for everything he's worth, because he works his ass off for that company, and again, they just take him for everything he's worth. And the guy probably makes $50,000-$60,000 a year, and he's worth easily $250,000 a year. Easily, that guy's worth $250,000 a year. He's so smart. And they're just taking advantage of him, like they always have. It's a shame. So, I mean, like, the point I'm making is, you know, the right people for the right job. And that's why I'm saying, like, hey, Wendy's or somebody wants to reach out to me, you know, like, I already proved to you I have good ideas and I know what I'm talking about. I will tell you his name. If you reach out to me properly, I will give you that name, give him that reference, because he's worth it. But again, that's on him if he wants to accept it, you know, just you know. Point is, I think he's worth the offer. But anyway, you know, I'm just saying, like, if you would, and you would need somebody, you know, like, well, we need guidance on all these things, you know, and like, there's actually a lot of that. And, well, I know a guy, and he would have the exact same mentality that I would with dealing with those problems, in a very smart, responsible way. So, again, I just again, you know, if that would be the case, and you would want, you know, to ask, I'll give you that name. But again, you gotta reach out properly, because you know, like, credentials and stuff, I'm not gonna just give somebody's name out. But yeah, he's a really, really experienced manager, and hell of a good guy. Ethics, you know, ethics through the roof. You know, like, the sort of thing where, like, you know, really, really, you know, just good heart, you know, coming from the right place, that sort of thing. But, yeah, like, anyway, yeah, La Valantula, good movie. Good but bad. Yeah, no, it was funny. It was good, funny. Again, it had the guys from Police Academy. It had some of the guys from Police Academy in it. It was cool to see them do a movie again together. Love Police Academy. It's just funny. But But yeah, I mean, like, it was pretty good. Like I said, my burger wasn't bad. Soda's good. Couldn't eat the fries, really. I'll go ahead and end it there. Maybe a little chilling a little bit. I know I've been streaming like I normally do, but you guys need to understand that, like, I have a lot going on right now, and to be truthful for you guys, like, I've been sort of playing the whole crazy content creator game with you for a while, and I don't know that I'm going to do that anymore. I might have a little bit of fun here and there, reminiscing once in a while. I don't know that I'm going to do the crazy content creator thing anymore, guys. I know it's fun, and I know, like, you guys, some of you might even tune in for it, but I just, it's a bit much, I think, for certain people. So, I just don't know that I'm really going to be doing that anymore. And, but, you guys know I can talk and make conversation. You have to be willing to be there sometimes for the intelligent conversation and dialogue and things like that. And I know some of you are, but I also know that some of you, kind of get a little bit bored with that. And I respect that. That's understandable. Just understand that I grew up watching Kevin Smith movies and loving lots of dialogue, and so, just please realize that that's my world is just like Kevin Smith, everybody talks in endlessly ridiculously absurdly long dialogue and just little clips and stuff like that. That's what everybody talks in my mind. Well, I just hope, the point is that you always hope for a smarter world. You always hope that everybody's going to get smarter and suddenly just talk in long forms of dialogue and be much more literate, and it would be a breath of fresh air. It'd be so amazing. Oh man, it'd be so amazing instead of just all the nonsense. But I don't know. I just, again, this is. I think it's kind of obvious why I want to head more that direction. We need more of that. And as much as I get political and talk about the politics and the real subjects, I realize how important it is to also, be reasonable and show normalcy too. In a world that is going to get more chaotic. And it will, as we descend into this ridiculousness that is leaving NATO behind. Guys, politics aside, you don't leave Europe behind. You don't abandon our allies that have always been there for us since September 11th. This isn't political. There's nothing. Please don't make propaganda out of this. It's not political. We shouldn't be doing it. Just can we move on from that? It's just not. So this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to start having a lot more long forms of dialogue where we actually constructively talk about things a lot more, and instead of just kind of getting upset about stuff and showing you how you should react. I don't think it's having. I think it has some of the effect that I want, but not all the effect that I necessarily want. And that's what I wanted you guys to understand with that is I'm creating that content in such a way that this is how you should react to this. That's the point, is like, you should have this reaction. This is how upset you should be at this thing. That's all it's supposed to be. is to kind of show you, you know, like, I'm middle of the road. So if you guys know that I'm middle of the road, and you might even kind of see that by now, you would rationalize, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense if he's middle of the road, that I should feel like that too, because if I want to also be middle of the road, I don't necessarily want to choose a side. It makes sense that I would also feel that way. Okay. But I don't think anybody sees it that way. I think people just see me, I'll sometimes call people idiots and stuff, and it's not what I want. I just want people to realize that you're not gonna be smart with politics. You're not. I just wanted people to realize that. Because you're not. You're not instantly smart with, like, a whole subject. That's it. Just get informed, man. Like, I never, you know, like, it was to be as informative as possible, but also, like, as jarring as possible, to make people realize this is a really massive, large subject that you can learn a lot about, and it takes a long time to try to become informed. You're not going to instantly, suddenly become informed and, you know, like, overnight, and it's sure as hell not going to happen if you just started paying attention in 2016. You got to go back. You got to start really looking at some of the stuff that happened and why we started doing some of the things we did and feeling the way that we did about Republicans. You have to understand that a lot of us liked Republicans and just sort of kind of switched our vote. Because a lot of us are middle of the road, and that's the point. We don't necessarily like Democrats, necessarily. We just started realizing some of them were using more conservative policy points at a certain point. It's just the truth of the fact. We went, oh, well, all right, you're a Democrat, I'll vote for then. That's it, man. That's all that started happening. And that's why they were successful. Because they were more conservative. Again, that's not a political statement. It's not really propaganda. It's just the truth. It's a pretty broad statement, too, so you can extrapolate what you want out of that as being truth, but I think that's fairly true. I think it's fairly reasonably true to make that statement. So, anyway, again, not going to get super political. Not going to sit here and talk politics. Not what I want to do. I'm just trying to end the stream. Yeah, just explain where we've been a little bit for a while. That's all. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Just remember that anybody that implicitly follows one man, no matter what he does, you're a cult. Just remember that. Thanks, guys, for watching. I appreciate it. No politics here. Just trying to be informative. That's pretty true, though. You can look up like, you know, what I stated there, and you know, like, definition of that and stuff like that. You know, just inform yourself and try to remember. It's about just becoming wise and literate. You know, reading and informing ourselves and accepting when we don't necessarily like the information. We don't like the truth. That's what it is. I think people want this fake reality. They want to be lied to. They don't want to accept that it's been messed up by this guy. And I think that's the real truth. So, thank you for hearing me out. That might have been a little bit political there, and that is my opinion there. But I think it's a good one, and I think it's valid. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just trying to be honest, just trying to be forthright with you guys. Anyway, thanks, guys. Take care.